This is TWiT.
So it's interesting to hear that they have, and that's not surprising in the least, that the bad guys, the malefactors, have spread their wings a little bit. It used to be that the pop-up you'd see on almost invariably on Windows machines was from Microsoft. I put that in air quotes. You can't see it, but imagine. Air quotes. Microsoft. Not really from Microsoft, obviously. Now they're saying Amazon, your Echo. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So far, I don't know of any malware way to get your Echo to say anything bad. You know, I don't know of any, you know, your Echo just pipes up saying, oh, I'm having problems. Call this number. But that's only so far. I can see a day where that happens. You install, perhaps you install a malicious task without your knowledge. You know how you get those tasks, and you can just add them with your voice. And maybe it's a malicious task that somehow does that. But right now, the real place you see it is as you're using your browser. Websites will, using JavaScript, sometimes intentionally, sometimes you can't blame the site. They just have some, you know, there's a security flaw in the site, and a bad guy put some software on it. And it pops up a message that says, hey, this is Amazon. I see you're having trouble with your Echo. That's interesting that they're doing that. Call this number. When you call a number like that, you're going to have two things. One is they'll often ask for money, in which case, you know, they're ahead already. And then remote access. Don't give anybody remote access to your computer. I guess this would be the bottom line. Don't give anybody. And they'll be very persuasive. You know, they'll scare you. There's a couple of ways that people can get your mind, your logical reasoning to turn off. The number one way hackers use to get your reasoning to go away, your normal suspicion to go away, is fear. I got an email the other day that was really effective at this. Scared the heck out of me until I really thought about it. Maybe you've seen this. This is a common scam now. The email subject is, your password is, and then, you know, monkey123, but a real password of yours. Wow. When you get that one, that's a little scary. In the subject, you're not going to skip that because you thought that was secret. Now, here's the thing to remember. It should leap into your mind, is that there have been numerous password breaches of databases. Many of them have passwords in them. In fact, there's so many now that there's a great website that's called Have I Been Pwned? Pwned is the hacker word for owned or taken over. It's haveibeenpwned.com. And when you go there, you can see if your email has been compromised. So you enter in your email address. I'm going to enter in the one I use most commonly. And then you press the button. Pwned? Oh, yes. Oh, no. Pwned on 19 breached sites. So that email that I just entered into, have I been, and by the way, this is safe to do. It's reasonable to be nervous when you see something like this. That email that I entered in was used on many, many sites, because it's my common email, and it says there were breaches at Adobe. 153 million Adobe accounts were breached. At Bitly, at Disqus, at Dropbox, at Evany, which is a game, at Kickstarter, at Last.fm. This is me. LinkedIn, Little Monsters, which is Lady Gaga's fan site. I didn't know I was a member. Apparently I am. MySpace. Now, it's probably the MySpace one that this hacker got, okay? So these breaches mean that my email address, and in some cases the password that was associated with that account, are out there, you know, floating around. You know, once they're breached, they're downloaded. Sometimes they sell them. A lot of times they just post them. It's out there. That's how Have I Been Pwned works. Troy Hunt, the guy who created it, basically goes into these breach posts and looks for email addresses and then adds you to this giant database. So I'm in it. Quite a bit, as a matter of fact. And in some cases, my password's in it. Must have been this password. Now, the password that was in the subject matter of the email was a one I haven't used for a very long time, and this is almost always the case. You hope. This is why you want to have a different password for every site. You don't want to reuse passwords at all. Because if that happened to be a password that I've been using for years, that I've used on many, many sites, that would be bad. Your password is monkey123. Oh, no. So I opened the email. I wish I could find this because I'd love to read it to you. Let me see if I can find an example. Because this is so common now. It's a phishing scam. I don't have the one that I got, but I'll read you one from one of the Bruce Schneier's written about it. Brian Krebs. No, that's not it. Basically, they said, so we have your password, and we noticed that you logged into an adult site, and we hacked you. And because apparently somehow because they had my password, I don't know. We hacked you and we recorded you looking at this adult site plus the adult content. Now, you will send me $2,000 in Bitcoin, or I will take this video and by the way, I also have your contact list, and send it to everyone on your contact list. Now, I think a lot of people would get this email and be, what? And this is the key. Remember, I was saying, I'll put a link to the Krebs on Security blog post, by the way, on this. You don't know me. I finally found the email. And you're thinking why you received this email, right? Well, I actually placed a malware on the porn website. And guess what? You visited this website to have fun. While you were watching the video, your web browser acted as a remote desktop and a keylogger, which provided me access to your display screen and webcam. Right after that, my software gathered all your contacts from Messenger, Facebook, and email. What exactly did I do? I made a split-screen video. First part recorded the video you were viewing. Next part recorded you. What should you do? Well, and by the way, this one only asked for $1,400. $1,400 is a fair price for a little secret. You'll make the payment via Bitcoin. Anybody, just show of hands. No one knows you're listening. Anybody fall for this? The good news is you have to send Bitcoin, which is so devilishly hard that most people probably just get, I don't know what, I give up. I'll cross my fingers. This is a scam. And the fear is the key, and this is how we got into this. Bad guys will use fear to get you to act without thinking. You've been hacked. You've been spied upon. They'll use other emotions too. When doing social engineering, this is a very famous case. A social engineer hacker called customer service at a phone company. My husband just left the house. They are playing, by the way, a recording from YouTube of a baby crying in the background. And I have to log in to pay this bill or they're going to turn the power out. He's not going to be back for a week. Can you just give me my husband's password to his phone account so I can get this text? And, of course, a customer service rep, not fear now, but sympathy, does it. Gives the bad guy. Actually, I think the way this one works, this is how they steal your phone number. I need a new SIM. Send me the new SIM. And they'll do it. So fear, sympathy, sadness, there's lots of ways you can be manipulated. Be aware, though. Be really aware. When you get an email or a link, when you get a pop-up on your screen that plays upon these strong emotions, pause. They want to turn off your brain. Don't fall for it. Keep thinking. What are they trying to do? Is this possibly a malicious attempt to hack me? Is it possible? And the minute somebody tries to or asks you for access to your computer, just say no. No, not going to give you remote access. That's just too dangerous. Never give a stranger remote access to your computer. All right, we're going to take a break. I had to give that little sermon because I worry about you. I worry about you out there. It's so dangerous.